Allow me kwanza nijiintroduce na business kukuseduce fully talented I need to kumbe ni asiwa na misuse nyinyi mnanifaka mnatafuta mimi natafuta ganzi niongeze hii ni choice over ya siku where have you been minimal clean Watagwan, Washaban, Mashatan, Watahan, Kasakan, on my hand, yeah, my fine. Muna miss an independent girl, tunaiwacha iende calm. Mimi kufia kufa, niliwaambia doesn't end the sun. Nataka chali umanga, ananiwacha kama Millicent kwa kitan. Is that your rapper? Unanifanya baki fan. Of course we party kama si payday. This is party and the tickets. Still the Monday secret.
You are now listening to dance music.
Happy Friday! It's a Friday. We made it through the end of the week, or we made it through the week. It's your girl, the one and only Iwatan Longoria on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, media of the 21st century on Let's Pop with Iwatan, where we are always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves because we are the change you need to see in the world. I hope your week was super productive. I hope you're feeling magical, and I hope you're drinking your water and eating the alkaline diet. But welcome to the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. Let's talk with Iwerton, a conversation that we've been talking about. It's kind of like a series here. Traitors in Africa, Part 3.
Under 18, son, skiza. I don't play with under 18. Sound unasikia ni freshi. Kwa track na queen wangeshi. Kwa rap ni cheesy freshi. Kwa ground ni mtoto wa Messi. Usilete dead, Usilete dead, tunakika hesi.
Of course we party kama si payday. Bitch don't party, grab your tickets. Still demanding street cred. Kama si uradi gotire. Morgan Safi. Shika mambire. Shika madoba. Shika matire. I can't wait home see what you beat. Of course we party kama si payday. Bitch don't party, grab your tickets. Still demanding street cred. Kama si uradi gotire. Morgan Safi. Shika mambire.
Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com to get yourself some amazing healthy supplements. Our clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. If you're using the Android, you can definitely download it on the Google Play Store. It's super free. But if you're using the iPhone or your computer, kindly stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements. Our clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. The light hats, that hats. We do have hoodie sandal slides with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Remember, it's the Awakening Ubuntu support so that we can definitely spread the message. But remember, you should definitely get your supplements, the likes of ashwagandha, beetroot, multivitamin, aloe cool cucumber soup for the ladies, and the sheer butter.
Chica my dog, chica my tire. I can't wait home see what you beat. Of course, demanding street cred. Kama si uradi gotire. Morgan Safi. Chica my beat. Chica my dog, chica my tire.
You're now listening to the best music.
The queen over there, Wangeshi, featuring Brooklyn Boys and Sigo. But welcome again to Let's Pop with Iverton this beautiful, beautiful Friday. Remember, you can download our app again to get amazing healthy supplements. Before you continue with the conversation of the day, Traitors in Africa, Part 3. Remember, we're talking about this in regards to the fact that Ghana received 14 armed vehicles from the U.S. And it was a question if it is a move to help destabilize Ibrahim Traoré. And also, right now, we do have Cote d'Ivoire that agrees to the USA building a drone base to counter activities in Burkina Faso. And also, we do have a conversation right away where Trump tried to embarrass South African president. Amazing conversation coming along. But remember to definitely get your supplements on our app so that you can definitely be living on that healthy lifestyle. So let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have for you. The likes of ashwagandha, beetroot, and multivitamin.
Nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$20.90, super affordable. But welcome, family, to Let's Pop with Iwerton, where we're always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves. We're continuing with the series of Traitors in Africa, part 3. And remember, we were talking about Ghana. Ghana received 14 armed vehicles, literally from the US. And we were asking ourselves this question: was it a move to help destabilize Ibrahim Traore, because he's literally not bending down to any kind of affiliation with the United States of America? And right now we do have Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire has agreed to USA building a drone base to counter activities in Burkina Faso. And remember, before all this happened, mostly in Ghana, Trump had mentioned that Ghana is not safe, nobody should travel there, there's terrorism, anything that they have to say to actually make look Africa that is not a really good place to go. And then later, we have news regarding Ghana receiving 14 armed vehicles from the United States of America. Question, right? But now we're going to definitely dive into this other African country, Cote d'Ivoire. And the reason why they have literally agreed to USA building a drone base counter to counter activities in Burkina Faso. Let's dive into this beautiful, beautiful conversation right away.
Look, why you paying my coffee? So you pay my coffee every time they say pay my coffee, you just pay my coffee. You don't think anymore, you just pay my coffee. I know you like paying my coffee, but what's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Okay, Zach, we definitely want to listen to you right now.
Right. Now look at the map. This is Cote d'Ivoire. What do you see in the north? There's Burkina Faso, there's Mali. So a lot of people are very worried about.
Remember, I said we always have those individuals around us who will definitely sell you out. They'll always think about themselves than the big picture. And you can see all these countries. We know Burkina Faso is literally intimidating a lot of African nations, a lot of leaders who are puppets and who are being controlled by these other foreign nations. And they'll definitely do everything if they're given ultimatum to actually try and betray Burkina Faso in every way. Right now we have Ghana, 14 armed vehicles, right, have been actually deposited in this country. Are they planning a war? We don't really know. And right now we do have Cote d'Ivoire has agreed with the USA building a drone based counter activity in Burkina Faso. What's really happening right now?
What's the goal to this? Are they trying to destabilize Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger? Is this a strategy? We're going to get through this. We're going to establish what's really happening here. So U.S. Marine Corps General Langley, commander of AFRICOM, visited Cote d'Ivoire a few times in 2024 with documented trips in April and May to strengthen U.S. and Ivory security cooperation.
As we remember, everything they do is about power and control, and they'll try everything. They'll try everything with every strength that they have to basically ground their feet in Africa. And that's why we definitely have to wake up and put our guard up, because you're going to wake up one morning, we don't have a country. We don't have a nation, I'm telling you, because they're literally trying everything to put their feet in Africa.
And discuss establishment of U.S. drone
mostly around the neighboring nations of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
Base. To do what? To counter regional terrorism. So obviously America is a good guy. We all like America because they want peace in your country. So they will come and, negotiate with you so they can make sure they end all the terrorists in your country. And to protect your interests and their interests from your country, not from America, but from your country. So basically, Cote d'Ivoire and the United States are taking their relationship. Abidjan is given the green light for the establishment of a military drone base. This is crazy stuff. And a lot of people are very worried because the Ivorian president doesn't have very nice hearts towards positive. So having Americans, that's the reason it's really terrorism happening in Cote d'Ivoire. It is
intimidation, as I said earlier, a lot of African leaders, because he's done so much. He's done so much in a short time. Hence, the leaders we do have done literally nothing all these years. Is it literally raising any question mark right now? It's called
country to watch over terrorists and terrorism happening in the next neighbor country with whom you don't get along with. Once you're fighting people you don't like very much. Let's continue. The announcement comes following a meeting held on May 16, 2025 in Abidjan between Ivorian Defense Minister Tenebia Rima Ouattara and U.S. Ambassador Jessica Davis and General Langley, Commander-in-Chief of Africa. So where will the base be? The base will be in Ivory Coast, precisely in Bouaké. They were discussing where exactly going to establish the base, but finally they got a place. According to Ivorian authorities, the base will be used to deploy the latest generation drones like the MQ-9 Reaper for regional.
And also we understand all these military bases that we do have in Africa, it's not for our own good. They actually counter themselves to actually say that they are going to help us fight terrorism. These are wars that they start so that they can destabilize Africa for them to reign. So it's nothing to do with them helping us at all.
Regional surveillance, intelligence gathering, and support for military operation against armed group active in West Africa. So America needs to come to Africa to protect America from terrorism. Is it really about terrorism or other things? We're going to find out just now. As per the report, AFRICOM committed $65 million in 2024 for counter-terrorism and border security in northern Ivory Coast. The defense minister said the fight against terrorism is a priority shared by our two countries. Okay, priority share is interesting. So America is really fighting terrorism, not in America, but in other people's country. But is this really about terrorism? That's our question. Wow.
No, it's not about terrorism. It's about taking control. It's about their power being stabilized in Africa, as always. So this is just mind games. If you know, you know, and actually doesn't really make sense. America stabilizing themselves in Africa to fight terrorism in America. It doesn't add up. It doesn't sound right.
General Langley says something very interesting.
Why we care about what's happening in Africa right now. What you tell the American taxpayer, why are we there? Why are we spending the money we're spending?
You know why you're here. So not to help Africa.
Thanks for the question, Senator. For access and influence.
As you can see,
because also we don't need help. We've never needed help.
General Langley, from his mouth, said the reason why they're there, justifying himself to the Senate, is to counter the presence of Russians and Chinese. So it's not really about terrorism. At least not only about terrorism. It's also about influence, about presence. Influence and presence is another
power, literally.
The word for colonialism. I'm just, if I need to influence you, it means I have power.
And also we don't really need y'all here. For what?
Over you, right? Are we together? We're just trying to analyze here. So it's not exactly just because of the love against terrorism or the love of Africans. It's about having the upper hand over the Chinese and the Russians. Are the authorities of Cote d'Ivoire trying to destabilize Ibrahim Traoré as well as Mali and Niger? Well, listen to this.
I say it, I insist, and I stand by it. We have nothing against the Ivorian people, but we do have an issue with those who govern Cote d'Ivoire. Center aimed at destabilizing our country. No one can deny it, and we will prove it in the coming days. No one will come and tell us that there are no French bases in Benin directed against us. We have the evidence at hand. 2 major bases. and dispute it. And I challenge them. We have nothing against the people of Benin. Here, our issue is with the policy of the Beninese leaders.
From the man's mouth, he says the enemies are in Cote d'Ivoire. And he said very clearly, there's something that I pay attention to. I think it's very interesting that he separated the authorities from the people. He said, I have no beef with the people. It's the authorities, the leaders of the country that are the problem to us.
I say it, I insist, and I stand by it. We have nothing against the Ivorian people, but we do have an issue with those who govern Cote d'Ivoire.
Traoré has accused Cote d'Ivoire of harboring destabilizers and coup plotters targeting his regime. Burkina Faso claims that the coup attempts such as the one allegedly planned on April 16, 2025 were orchestrated from the Ivorian coast. So from the intelligence service, they say these coups, because the man has been tempted many times of trying to...
This brings me back to the fact that we are all separated in this little fragmentation of countries. It's so sad to see that there's another country that does not wish well to another country, right? It's not supposed to be like that. We go back to the conversation of to fight one common enemy. We should not be our own enemies. That's the problem. As we were fighting other nations, our own conflicts.
Alive multiple times. There was a moment they gave one of his guards a few $1 million to get. Now, from his intelligence services, they say everything is coming from Cote d'Ivoire. Some of the dissidents from the army of Burkina Faso that ran away, they all ran away to Cote d'Ivoire. And that's where they're all cooking all the stuff, as per Ibrahim Traoré. Why are people accusing Ivorian presidents? I mean, it's very easy to say...
Lastly, we had Ghana receiving 14... to counter activities in Burkina Faso. We Cote d'Ivoire, but it has a problem with the people who govern Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, with Americans, you are dangerous to us and stuff. I mean, it could be correct or could be wrong because people have rights to do whatever they want to do with whatever they want to do, right? So what proof do you have that would suggest that this president from Ivory Coast could potentially be a danger to you?
We condemn the attempted coup d'etat in Niger, which constitutes a serious threat to peace and security in the sub-region.
You can hear here President of Cote d'Ivoire, Ouattara, say, we condemn the coup in Niger. For context, here's a map. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. These are the real brothers in Africa. All of the rest of Africa, they're just like each other. They're just black. They're not brothers. They call each other brother, but yeah, when it comes to...
Look at that. Like neighboring countries, just as Ghana, neighboring countries.
Attempted coup d'etat in Niger, which constitutes a serious threat.
Y'all should definitely be stronger right now and affiliating with Burkina Faso instead of agreeing and actually collaborating with the main enemy to actually try and destabilize Burkina Faso. It's so sad.
To peace and security in the sub-region.
You can hear here President of Cote d'Ivoire, Ouattara, say, we condemn the coup in Niger. For context, here's a map. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. These are the real brothers in Africa. All of the rest of Africa, they're just like each other. They're just black. They're not brothers. They call each other brother, but yeah, when it comes to stuff, they don't like it. When you go to their country and you're doing good, they start questioning what you do for a living. How come you have money, I don't? Even if you're a big hustler, they don't like you, especially if you like the girls and the nice-looking women. Hey, my brother.
That is so true, Zach. It's for sure, guys. It's so true. That happens.
The brotherhood is finished. They start reminding you that they have multiple tribes.
Just like the Nigerians in Kenya. A lot of Kenyans here, I don't think they're actually vibing with them Nigerian brothers because a lot of girls here are vibing with the Nigerians, man, you know?
Like the actual brother. You as a foreigner, you're not the brother because you've got the nice car, a big house, you've claimed the bad girls. Anyway, they give a contract. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are the real brothers because They have the same mentality. They want to work for the people. They want their countries to be free of neo-colonialism. They don't want anything to do with.
That should be the main goal that we're spearheading. That's why we should definitely come together. We should not be our own enemies. We should be focused on how we can literally redefine and come together in this beautiful revolution that Ibrahim Traore is spearheading. How can we fit into our own spaces to actually work it out together instead of collaborating with our enemies to destabilize Burkina Faso?
France. What do they have in common? They were all colonized by France. They rejected France altogether and they quit ECOWAS, which is ECOWAS. This is ECOWAS. You see this block of countries, they call ECOWAS. They used to be all 15 countries, working one another, helping each other, not really helping each other, but allowing one another to traverse to the next country without using a visa. But even though sometimes you get to the passport section, they will still ask you for money to pay for visa. But that's how they lie to each other with the fake brotherhood. Now the three countries say, because you're still working with Europe, because you're still getting funded by Europe, we don't want anything to do with you. They're separated. Now, this president is talking about Niger is like an attack to all other two countries because they are a confederation now. They are like one country. He was speaking about Niger. At the time, Niger just toppled the president named Mohamed Bazoum. This is Bazoum. And the person that toppled him was a general who was the chief of the protection of the president.
On Wednesday, July 26, 2023, the Defense and Security Forces, united within the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland, CNSP, put an end to the regime of the Seventh Republic. The action of the CNSP is motivated solely by the desire to preserve our beloved homeland.
He toppled him, but they didn't unalive him like other places. And when they toppled him, ECOWAS got angry. They say, we cannot allow this anymore. We've seen a coup happen in Mali, Burkina Faso, now Niger. Will not tolerate. We need to bring together soldiers so we can go and destroy what's happening in Niger. We need to reestablish Mohamed Bazoum in power. And everybody else, meaning Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, felt very vexed by that, very upset. Why would you want to come and start a war with your brothers? When you engage into war, people are going to be unalived, right? Thousands, tens of thousands of people, just so you can reestablish one person? Is that brotherhood? They didn't like that. So he continued saying Mohamed Bazoum should be freed.
We have demanded that President Bazoum be released immediately and unconditionally.
Some detractors believe the reason why he said that is not because he cared for Nigerians, it's because he cared that he has to send a strong message disabling anybody from thinking about toppling any other president. I mean, if your neighbor's president has been toppled and nothing bad has happened to the topplers, it may inspire people in your country to want to topple you. So what's the best way to shut that down? Let's go there and beat them up so our people can feel. That's what some people think. We give you the reasons why people may think, especially in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, President Ouattara is their enemy. Number three, he said Bazoum should be reinstated as function as president.
But we are determined to reinstate President Bazoum in his position, the democratically elected president of the Republic of Niger.
Ouattara also sent a message to the population saying, well, your countries are responsible of the sanctions you're going to endure.
The coup leaders are held fully responsible for the sanctions imposed on Niger. This is a point that was raised by all the heads of state. If there had not been an attempted coup, there would not have been any sanctions on the Nigerian people, brother.
Okay, even though the sanction really hit the population, like the poor people, I mean, sanctions don't really hit the rich people. I guess people in power have money, but you're gonna suffer. It's because of them. It's nothing to do with us. It's your new as leaders, as if to put pressure on them, saying you need to topple them if you don't want to suffer. He said ECOWAS is ready to activate and deploy in Côte d'Ivoire.
ECOWAS, the heads of state have decided to activate the standby force and to deploy this force to restore constitutional order in Niger. The heads of state have reached an agreement, therefore, for the deployment of troops from a number of countries, including Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire will provide a battalion and, as planned, has made all the necessary financial arrangements for the operation.
So ECOWAS is ready to send troops to go and fight. And that was the breaking point. Why would you say that? Why would you send troops to go and fight the neighboring people. Ouattara said Bazoum had to be reinstated. There was no other way. He has to be reinstated or else they're going to destroy.
We have demanded that President Bazoum be reinstated in his position as president of Niger.
Well, after they say that, the Nigerian felt very hurt. Okay, just for context, there's two countries different. There's Nigeria and Niger. I know some people are new here. Is Nigeria, probably heard about Nigerians. You know, when you hear all the stuff. Okay.
Zach, don't start with the Nigerians. I don't know why Zach is always making fun of the Nigerian people.
Let's not talk about Nigeria. Okay. Nigeria and this is Niger. They're very close countries. I mean, some of them were same people at the border. They were the same people, but they were separated through colonialism. One of the countries was colonized by the British.
And that's why we should get rid of these countries. Like, we should stop, literally. We should just stop, because that's when or how all these problems are coming up. That's why we'll have traders who will definitely sell their brothers to this other foreign nation for their own benefit, because you're literally intimidated by what you cannot do, because another person is projecting how Africa can be, bringing us back to the African heritage to literally stand on our own identity. But the fact that you are being controlled by you know who, it's so hard for you to actually literally follow the same footsteps. So it's just time we get rid of these countries. I am so tired.
Yeah, the one was colonized by the French. Let's continue. He said their objective is peace and stability in the region.
So our objective, as you can see, is peace.
And also, we should definitely just say no to all these leaders who, I don't know even why they're in these positions, because they were placed there, they're being controlled. Is it a control, giving ultimatums, all those things? We need Pan-Africanists as leaders. We need Pan-Africanists in this government. All of them. Because the ones we have, and that's why we are where we are right now. And the likes of Ibrahim Traore, just look at the fact that he just came a few years ago. Look what he's done in those years. It's possible for us to basically have a new Africa, to have the real Africa. It's possible, but we do have gatekeepers who are stopping us from walking into that portal.
And stability
to that portal, actually, because they can't see the big picture. And also it's the fact that also there's a lot of exchange of financial gain that they are getting. Also, the big man syndrome is actually controlling them. So, hey.
A sub-region, and above all, the well-being of our people and the development of our countries.
That sounds good. I mean, it sounds good. The president just said they want peace and stability. I mean, people get upset when things go negative. When you hear bullets shooting and stuff, you don't like that. You want peace, right? So it makes sense. Mr. Ouattara just wants peace. That's something positive we hear. He also mentioned something interesting. He says there's been pushes. I have not seen any differences. I have not seen any progress. I mean, not in security, not in economy. I have not seen anything progress.
Since coup have occurred in the sub-region.
It's the same thing, Zach, in all African countries. There's no progress in any sector. But look at what Ibrahim Traore has done. In quite a short time, look at what he's done. It means all these leaders, we know them as puppets, also they are gatekeepers. They know how it can be, but they're gatekeepers thinking about their own benefit. It's sad, it's degrading, and that's how Africa has been impoverished for the longest.
It is clear that none of the countries where a coup has taken place has improved its economic or security situation.
Is that truth? I don't know. That's very disputable. You know, it's very, what do you think? Do you think improvement has happened or not? In Niger, many people feel that Niger has done tremendous work. French used to buy the uranium at 0.80 euros a kilogram. Now they sell it at 200 euros a kilogram. Is that an improvement or not? But they think they're not doing anything positive. In Burkina Faso, they've built roads, they've built hospitals, they've built tomato plants, they've built schools. Is that an improvement or not? Well, the other side think there's no improvement. In Mali, they've reconquered their mining sector, the gold. They're getting now the return. I mean, this big company never used to pay tax. Now they've reinstituted things the way they were supposed to be. 15% is going to the government. Is that an improvement or not? Or maybe it's not enough. Let's continue. Now, after he said that, the Nigerian government was very angry. They recalled the ambassador. The Nigerian recalled the ambassador from Ivory Coast. Mali and Burkina Faso issued a warning to Cote d'Ivoire and everybody else, saying, if you dare, you, Nigeria and other countries, go to Niger and create mayhem, it's going to be a declaration of war against Mali and Burkina Faso as well. That is something that's quite nice to see. It's not just brotherhood from word. I mean, it doesn't matter which side it is. Saying if you attack them, you attack us.
Any military intervention against Niger would be considered a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
It takes guts to get to that level. I mean, brotherhood is not just my brother, hey, my brother, but yeah, who's your brother? Who's your brother? My brothers are here. Join the group. Click here. If you click the group, that's where my brothers are. My real brothers are there. Not my brother, me here on the special attention, exclusive videos over there. That's where all my brother. We know who's who. Let's just watch the video and continue. Let's not call each other brother.
I definitely agree with him, but also I can actually counter this in the fact that action speaks louder than words. Yes, than words. Yes. It's time for us to actually put it into action because we're all brothers and sisters until Cote d'Ivoire agrees with the USA building a drone base to counter activities in Burkina Faso, and until Ghana decided to receive 14 armed vehicles from the United States of America. Is it literally to destabilize Burkina Faso?
Now, is there a plot to destabilize Burkina Faso? That's a big question mark we have there. Traore said there are training camps in Cote d'Ivoire where they are training people to come and destabilize the country.
There truly is in Abidjan.
Because they will never want this to happen. You can name or actually bring up a name of any individual, the likes of Sankara, a lot of individuals who literally saw this light and they tried everything to scrape them off. They don't want Africa to stand on its feet. They don't want Africans to be enlightened. They don't want Africa to be independent. They do not want that to happen.
An operation center aimed at destabilizing our country.
Is he telling the truth or he's just lying? If he's lying, why would he be lying? What will be the reason for which he's lying? Question mark. Traore also accused Cote d'Ivoire defense minister for going to Turkey and telling the Turkish authorities not to send weapons to Burkina Faso. Well, if that is correct, because we can't confirm, why would you do that? Is that friendly or unfriendly? Now, all these accusations, again, were rejected by Cote d'Ivoire. Now, the question is, if it was true, would Cote d'Ivoire say, yes, we need that? I don't know. You let me know how you feel about that. Does Ivory Coast have the right to work with whoever they want to work with, whether it is America or France? Of course, they have the right to do so because they're an independent country.
But is it actually right to betray your own brother and sisters, literally? And that's how these other nations, they take over. That's how they win, because they always support each other. That's one thing we don't have. You 100 paper and you sell out your brother, not understanding that you're sitting beneath you is the real wealth that you're sitting on. So obviously you should be supporting your brother and sister, your neighboring countries, but it's so sad understanding that Cote d'Ivoire is an immediate neighbor to Burkina Faso, Ghana, and they're trying to betray Burkina Faso. It doesn't sound right to me. I don't care if they're independent countries. Actually, first of all, Africa is a continent. Before all this fragmentation of the countries that we do have, we didn't have Burkina Faso, we didn't have Kenya, we didn't have Tanzania, we didn't have Cote d'Ivoire, we didn't have Nigeria, nada. Tell me about that.
And I can understand you feeling triggered because you like Burkina Faso and all that stuff they're doing. They're still an independent country run by a political system. They can make their own choice. Well, just because, like I said to you, brother,
a political system that is not ours, first of all,
who is not being black? Clearly not.
This system was introduced to us. It's not a part of us.
Blacks are looking at Russia and the others are looking at this side. So if
It's
you
not a part of who we are. We should definitely tell our own story. It's just time for us to start making our own decision, as Burkina Faso is doing. Actually, he's showcasing how it should be done.
it looks like everybody's fighting for their interest. Now, do they have the right to choose to be with Americans? Well, they have the right. But is that controversial? Perhaps yes. Why? Because very recently, Cote d'Ivoire said they were asking French soldiers to leave the country as well. And it looked like French soldiers started leaving. There was about 1,000, a little more than 1,000 soldiers stationed in Cote d'Ivoire for a long time.
We've decided on the coordinated and organized withdrawal of French forces from Ivory Coast. The camp of the 43rd Marine Infantry Battalion in Port-Bouet will be handed over to the Armed Forces of Ivory Coast starting in January 2025.
And some people were criticizing the Ivorian government, saying that they don't really mean they want them out. It's just to move because the elections are coming. They're trying to, if Cote d'Ivoire really is asking these French people to leave because you want to be sovereign, why would you then bring Americans in? I mean, you already had the French. Why can't the French just do the drone? I'm just asking. Why would you bring Americans? Is there something cooking here that we don't understand? I mean, taking into consideration, why is this feeling like a plot? Because General Langley said some not nice things about Ibrahim Traoré. Would you understand why people would put A's and B's and C's together and think and paint a picture? Let me know if you know about this. It's always a great pleasure. Oh, have you done this? Have you wrote your comments? Thank you very much.
That's with Cote d'Ivoire agreeing to USA building drone base to counter activities in Burkina Faso. We'll always have traitors, family. Always have traitors. But regardless, nature is going back to its natural course. Before we continue with the conversation coming up again of Trump trying to embarrass South African president, let's listen in to the health and benefit of some of the supplements we do have for you right away.
Fuel
right
your
now.
body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just one tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
$2.90. You'll definitely get yourself some multivitamin, ashwagandha, also, super affordable price, beetroot, and the likes of our cool cucumbers. So let's continue with this conversation, going back to why Trump tried to embarrass the South African president.
Live happening in the United States of America with Donald Trump and President Cyril Ramaphosa. South African presidents. He went to the United States of America to have a talk. The USA with Donald Trump have accused South Africa of literally having a genocide against white people and taking land from whites by force. Let's see what's happened. This is very interesting. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. President. So May 25th will be the celebration of Africa Day, which pretty much a lot of celebration will be taking place around the world, including here in the United States. What is your message to the entire African continent, African people in this important occasion?
Well, I want to see peace, and I want to see happiness. I want to see health, and you have incredible land. There's tremendous value. A lot of countries don't have that value in the land. The value you have, we have a situation I think you probably heard about it. We've done through some very talented people help settle a war that's been raging for years, Rwanda and the Congo, and I think we've done it.
Not really. I believe y'all started this war. Yeah, definitely Congo, Rwanda, literally brothers and sisters, twins. So you cannot bring that conversation trying to say you've been trying to stop this war. Has it stopped? No. Has it even ever tried to stop? No, because the world is operating with the minerals that are found in in Congo. The world is running with every mineral mined in Congo.
Believe it
The
or not,
body
I think
language.
we've done it. And could you just say a few words about that?
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, they signed, the two parties signed the declaration of principle in which they agreed on the way forward. And they have both submitted draft peace agreements. And
Okay.
we have put together one that incorporates both.
So first of all, as you can see, Donald Trump's got the entire team. This is giving the scene we saw with President Zelensky. Wasn't just Donald Trump with his Ukrainian counterparts. You see Trump with his team. And yeah, the team is there today. The strong team is there. They were ready to give it out to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's continue.
Suggestion, and we've given it to them. So we're in the process of finalizing. Looking very good.
And obviously Trump telling them, this is what we've done in the Congo, in the DRC. Here's a map. That's the DRC. You know, this mayhem. We're not going to talk about that today, but he's trying to say we have done tremendous work at the DRC. Please tell them about that. Let's go. I think Mr. Ramaphosa will say something here.
That's looking very good.
We have to thank you for even those efforts, because the African continent, particularly SADC, our Southern African Development Community, has for years been seeking to foster peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So all efforts, including those from outside the continent and inside the continent, are really working.
Okay, so what he's saying there, I know you understand. Let me just analyze, because we don't have time to come back. I feel Mr. Ramaphosa is playing a very interesting game right there. You know, Trump said we've done tremendous work in the Congo, and he's emphasizing the fact that Trump has indeed done something great. He said, I want to thank you for doing that work. That is opening up to the conversation. I'm coming to you open. I want to thank you for the work you've done. Look, we've tried as well in the SADC region, but we appreciate the input from other people from outside. Let's go.
We are removing our troops from there so that peace can then prevail in that whole area. And we hope.
Obviously, Trump doesn't like that very much, because it looks like you're taking a little bit of his credential. Is, you know, wow, I've brought peace. Don't talk too much. Thank me. That's it. Let's go.
And family, we have to understand the reason why right now we can see mostly the United States of America trying their best to really get back or get their feet back to Africa, or basically the fact that Burkina Faso is thriving right now, doing crazily amazing, right? And they're trying to use their neighboring countries to destabilize it, because they know they cannot survive without Africa. And they know the fact that Ibrahim Traore, with his confidence, is actually awakening a lot of Africans to understand the African heritage, to understand how it should be. That's the fear that they have, because if Africans awake, if all the Africans go back and actually dig deeper, to think really deeper about, oh my gosh, we've been impoverished for decades. We've been ignorant for decades. This is what, according to me, this is what Ibrahim Traore is trying to do, has actually been doing. His presence, his aura, his energy is literally super, super affecting a lot of Africans. Not even doing much, but the confidence he has, saying no to control, saying no to being perpetrated with all these foreign nations that do not have the main agenda about helping you, but it's about power and control according to them. So it's a fear that all these global nations do have, and that's why they'll try everything to get back to where they were. But I don't think it's going to work this time.
And that was great. It was great. And I'm just hearing phenomenal reports because all I hear is that chopping heads off. Horrible over there.
Fellas, this is very interesting because we're going to learn a lot through this video. Let's go.
And it was really brave of you to go there. I really appreciate it. And it looks like we have something very, very substantial. We also talked about trade with them in terms of rare earth and all that.
But we also understand that even Trump has been put in that position as a front. So he's not actually controlling the main thing as we actually see.
Really more for it's like, if you take a look at what we just did with Pakistan and India.
Okay, before we talk about Pakistan and India, Congo and Rwanda are the issues. I mean, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into the depth of it. But the bottom line is, in order for them to get to this, they needed to go see Donald Trump to come and, be the minister, or if you like, the judge. Okay, I'm fighting with my neighbor, but I need Trump to come and be the judge, to be the referee.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. It will never make sense to me.
And now, whatever deal it is that they could have had between Congo and Rwanda, now Trump is included. So you got 3 people instead of 2 people eating. Is that clever or not? I don't know. Let's go.
We settled that whole. I mean, I think I settled it through trade. We're doing a big deal with.
You see the fact that they need Donald Trump to come and mediate. It's showing you control and power, because it's always about control and power. You know, why can you not settle your own differences? Yes, we can. But they have this notion about Africans. We have a childlike mentality. That's how they carry us, hon. That's how they do carry us.
India, we're doing a big deal with Pakistan, and I said, "What are you guys doing?" You know, somebody had to be the last one to shoot. I hate to say we got it settled, and then 2 days later, something happens, and they say it's Trump's fault.
And again, I think it's very interesting to emphasize here that, okay, this is what we're doing. Look at what we've done in the Congo. You know, we fixed it. They're going to sign a deal. Oh, look at what we're doing in India with Pakistan. They're going to sign a deal. So
I feel like they're always making it worse. There's nothing that they're doing in.
Yeah,
But Pakistan has got some excellent people and some really great leader. And India is my friend Modi, and he's a
mutual friend.
Yeah, he's a. There's something good. We tried to settle Russia, Ukraine. We spoke with President Putin for 2.5 hours the day before yesterday. I think we made a lot of progress, but that's a bloodbath. 5,000 people have been killed a week. 5,000 soldiers a week, not including people in cities and towns that are also being killed. So we're trying to help. And it doesn't affect us. It's not our people. It's not our soldiers. It's Ukraine and it's Russia. But if we can save 5,000 souls, we'll do it. You know, we're pretty good at it. But that's a bad situation. That is a really bad situation.
Well, you'd recall when President Zelensky was coming to South Africa, that's when I spoke to you.
That's right.
We both agreed that we need to push the peace message so that there can be a peace. And we've been involved in the state security here. We've been dealing with them, the exchange of children who were taken away, going through names, addresses, and all that. So we've been invested in that whole process as well. And the moves that you're making are fully supported by us because we would like to see the end of that war.
The move that you're making is fully supported by us. Again, Mr. Ramaphosa is playing very smart right there. You know, you need to rub somebody on the right side so you can have a nice environment. It's interesting. Let's go.
I called Zelensky, and they said, he's in South Africa. I said, what the hell is he doing in South Africa?
He's talking to us.
As you can see, this is definitely already very different from Ukraine and America on that speech. Let's go. They're laughing.
I said, what are you doing in South Africa?
Yes.
That's a strange one.
He's trying to make peace.
But serious things are coming.
You know, we were lucky because we had the great Nelson Mandela, who taught us how to create peace, to make peace. So we were imparting some of those lessons to him, some of those learnings, and I specifically mentioned to him that this is how Nelson Mandela taught us that when you want to have the peace in a country, do it on an unconditional basis and sit down and talk. And that's precisely what I'm sure he's going to heed.
Well, I want to see what happens with that one. There's a lot of hatred.
Yeah.
There's a lot of death. It's a bloodbath.
It is.
I get
unfortunate.
I get the satellite pictures of that field, of that killing field. You never saw anything like it in your life. It's a horrible thing that goes on. But I think we've made big progress. Yeah, please go ahead. No, not you. Right here. He's from South Africa. Go ahead, please.
What are you expecting?
Okay, she's from South Africa. Mr. Trump is prioritizing South African journalists to ask questions. It's a good sign. Let's go.
Go ahead, please.
What are you expecting?
Okay, let's face you maybe have not heard about. South Africa took Israel to court at the International Court of Justice for the things that's happening in, we're not talking about that stuff. And we know Donald Trump is a very strong supporter of Israel. Now, the question asked here is, are you going to expect South Africa to drop that case? Let's go.
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I really don't. I don't expect anything. We'll see what happens. We'll have a ruling, and who knows what the ruling is going to make. Yeah.
On that subject of Gaza, Mr. President, are you going to be speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu? Netanyahu to
Was that a question or a statement? Yeah, you never change.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Okay, what does it take for you to be convinced there's no white genocide in South Africa? Let's hear that.
Well, I can answer that for the President. It's I'm seriously
Our president will respond to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. Okay. And we have talks between us on around the quiet table. It will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying.
Let me stop there. When we have talk in the quiet table, so it means there's going to be another talk beside us. This is for the public. There's going to be another talk in private. Let's continue.
I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it will take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But Mr. President, I must say, wait.
Trump doesn't agree.
We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
Is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things.
Look at this.
It has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Watch this.
Let me see the articles, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down. And
turn the lights down.
It's right behind you.
What's happening?
It's nothing this parliament can do with or without you.
He's playing the video of Julius Malema speaking. Very interesting. How did he know? We're going to get to that point where they're going to be asked to show something. Cyril Ramaphosa, Cyril was not ready for this. Look at this. He was not ready for this. Now look at him pointing like what's happening. He was not ready for this. So clearly, Donald Trump team came very prepared. Let's go.
People are going to occupy
land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South African occupied land. That's who we are. And revolution demands that at some point there must be killing because the killing is part of the revolutionary act. So, killing,
That's Julius Malema. See, Mr. Ramaphosa is very shocked. Hey, look at Trump's face. He's looking like this. Like, look at this. That's Trump saying to the world, I told you. You see that? So it was important to send a message to show the world that whatever I said happening in South Africa is true. Look, let's go.
He is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They be a terrible thing because they attack a white man. Not because Masama and Sulu will not be touched. They will be touched. But was nothing with this whiteness. What coming the growth of whiteness?
More documents. He's saying kill the Boer, the farmer, shoot the kill. So the Boer is the farmer, the white farmer. It's a song of a struggle. That's the explanation. The song he's singing is a struggle song. They used to sing it a long, long time ago. It's, according to Mr. Malema, does not really hold any value in terms of go kill the Boer. Does it sound good? No, it doesn't sound good at all. But has it been the reason why people have gone to shoot the Boer? I don't know. We cannot say it. But clearly, so you can understand, let's continue. Mr. Ramaphosa is shocked. He is shocked. Okay, he's like, okay, I didn't see that one coming. So notice something, the video is still going. So they were very well prepared. They were prepared to show to the world that it is happening in South Africa. I told you why people were being killed.
All I can say, family, it's a revolution. I'm not condoning this, but Africans are tired. They are tired of being downgraded. They are tired of being taken advantage of in their own land. Mostly South Africans, they are rightfully belongs to them. And also they were invaded by foreigners. They took over their land. They did of like it's your country. They are so tired. It hurts because they have families. They fight for their own land. Like this land literally belongs to you, and you're fighting for it. They are tired and they have suffered for so long because of the white supremacy in their own country. This is like my house. I'm trying to claim back my furniture. I'm trying to claim I worked. Takes it effortlessly. What are you supposed to do? Tell me. What are you supposed to do?
So perhaps you don't understand what's happening here. They're projecting videos of compilations of videos of Julius Malema where he's very hot, where he's saying things, Malema doing what Malema usually does. And does it sound good? No, it doesn't sound good at all. Malema's been to court for this to justify why he sings that song. And since I'm not sure what's happening in that situation, but he's still walking free. So it means the court found him not guilty of whatever that is, because he justifies it, saying that that was a song they used to sing during the struggle. It has nothing to do with, it doesn't incite people to go and do negative things to white people. Now, has that been proven? We don't know, but that's for context. Let's go. We're going to beat the bull. We are going to Tula them.
We will expropriate them without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek a refugee in America.
Now this is right, man. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites.
Dr. Ramaphosa has not said anything. He's very calm. I think he was a bit shocked too. He didn't see this coming. Definitely, this was a low blow in terms of I didn't see that coming. Okay, let's go.
Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000.
Look at President Cyril Ramaphosa turning around. What are you talking about?
And those cars aren't driving; they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it.
Look at Cyril. Look at Mr. Ramaphosa looking. He's asking questions like, what is this? He didn't see this coming. Like, what is this? I've never seen this before.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No. I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
Do you think a president, if something was legit, wouldn't know at that level? I'm just asking you a question. And I'm interested to know how you feel about that. But what's clear is what? How many minutes have you been watching this? This is within the frame of the talk that we're having, which the South African delegation didn't see coming. So this was well prepared because they knew the press was going to be there. And because in America, many people are saying there's no genocide happening in South Africa. Now, they needed to show everybody in the world, look, it is happening in South Africa. Even the president of the country doesn't even know what's happening in his own country. That was necessary. That's not a very good look, right? Does that mean it's truth? Not necessarily, but the look is not good. Let's go. Look at Mr. Ramaphosa. Look at Mr. Ramaphosa. Let me pause the video. Look at him. Holding the chair and Trump looking like, yeah. That's what it is. Okay, let's go. Do you have more stuff to show?
Okay.
So the picture that they're watching is a field that looks like a graveyard with crosses, many crosses. And as per Mr. Trump, those crosses each cross represents a body, somebody that was unalive. They're all white farmers. Is it verified? I don't know. I cannot speak on that. No. Even Mr. Ramaphosa doesn't know, so I wouldn't know. Let's go.
Second announcement would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? You know, you gotta get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back. You ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network. And you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
Okay, so the person asked the question, are you going to talk about the Qatari airplane that you just got that's worth, I don't know what, $500 million or something? And Trump is very irritated because he feels like he was landing a real clean blow on South Africa right now. And how come you taking us off the subject? And this person, I think he's from, the Democrats party. And that's how it goes. And let's go.
Disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Please let Mr. Ramaphosa respond to what's happened because Donald Trump has been speaking, okay? This is what happened in South Africa. That is what's happening in South Africa. Look at that guy screaming, kill the bull. Can you allow, and then the journalist said, can you allow Mr. Ramaphosa to respond to that? Because every time he's tried, he's been kind of stopped from doing so. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you very much.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation
we've
just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last...
Let me stop right there. You can see Trump showing respect to South African journalists. That is evidence. It's clear. There's respect and consideration. Let's continue.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all. I'll give these to you. So when you say what would I like to do?
Mr. Ramaphosa has been very quiet. Is it because he's lacking the word? Or is it because it's strategic? Let's go.
To do, I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples.
Or maybe because he's not being allowed to express himself.
Say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's Barry.
Okay, you must go yourself and see for yourself. That's a South African lady speaking. How about you go to South Africa and see for yourself if this really is a genocide? And because, anybody can show papers. They could be truth or they could be not. How about you go for yourself and go see? And he says, I can do that, but here's another one.
Trail sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being burned. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
Can you allow Cyril Ramaphosa to speak up?
His family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a resolution?
reaction to those videos.
Can we get a reaction from Ramaphosa, please?
But that's it, family. For today, we're going to continue series next week. Traitors in Africa. Beautiful conversation we've been having this week regarding the traders in Africa. We've had a conversation about Cote d'Ivoire agrees to USA building a drone base to counter activities in Burkina Faso, and also we talked about Ghana receiving 14 armed vehicles from the US. And the question is, are they all trying to destabilize Traore by collaborating with the United States of America? But I believe we're in it together. Ubuntu and the awakening is here because it'll actually destabilize Burkina Faso. But thank you so much for the ones who joined me today. I hope you're doing better. You can follow us on all the social media platform, download our Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Remember, you'll find amazing conversation if you click and share, subscribe for more news each and every day. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. And here on Let's Pop with Iwerton, we are always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves, because you are the change you need to see in the world. Before I wind up, kindly let me remind you of some of the supplements we do have for you on our website. Kindly let's listen in before we
discover the
wind
natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$3.90. You'll get all the supplements you need, not at the same price, different price, but it's super affordable. Also, we do have apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. I'm sending you so much love and light. Have a beautiful, fabulous weekend. Stay safe, and remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. Much love. Take care, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of my brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening to
all day, every day. You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
You're now listening to the best music.
What I want, what's a down, what's a time, what a hum, that's a gun, on my hand, you're my friend. Muna miss an independent girl, tuni wacha yende kam, meni kufia kufa, niliwambi buda sinipende sana. Nataka tali umanga, anani wataka mini sen kwa kitan. Is that your rapper? Mimi anifanya baki fan. Go to the party, kama si payday, dish to the party, grab your tickets. Still demanding secrets, kama say radi with delay. Malgan Safki, shika mandine, shika mandaba, shika mandine. I can't wait, hope see what you think. Of course to the party, come and see payday. Dish to the party, grab your tickets. Still demanding secret. Come and see radi with delay. Malgan Safki, shika mandine, shika mandaba, shika mandine. I can't wait, hope see what you